Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new video where we go into some in-depth talk about the F1 2021 state of the game. My name is Strifium, and of course, if you haven't checked out my last two videos, the links will be in the description. And with that, we're going to jump into a new video, and today's video we're going to be discussing some of my thoughts, opinions, and views on toxicity in league racing and how it is impacting the growth in a very, very negative way for league racing moving ahead on both a professional level and on a community level. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and find it insightful and constructive. And of course, I'm happy to discuss and debate anything, whether it's over Discord, in my stream, or of course in the comments section down below. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the video and I'll see you on the other side. Alrighty, so today we're talking about leagues, we're talking about league racing, we're talking about the Formula 1 2021 state of the game, and none of those things I think can go without having some element of toxicity, and here's why. We're playing a racing game. We're playing a competitive racing game where people want to finish first, and when there is any kind of competitiveness in gaming, you will find a certain level or element of, well, toxicity. Toxicity, what is toxicity? Toxicity can be a variety of different things. It can be bullying, harassment, negatives. It could be people being sarcastic, people putting others down. It could be a variety of different things. It could be very bad attitudes, tones, aggressive behavior where there's attacks. It could be a whole slew of different things, and that is what we really kind of call toxicity. It's things that doesn't necessarily don't belong, or things that people don't want to see. It's unnecessary negatives, it's things like this, but they do happen. They're normal, they exist, and everybody does what they can to limit toxicity. But at the end of the day, toxicity exists, and I think that everyone needs to just understand that you're always going to have toxicity. It's about minimizing that toxicity, directing that toxicity to avenues where it can maybe be addressed, or those people with the toxicity or showing those signs with their issues or their frustrations can maybe address those issues. Now, why do I bring up toxicity? Well, given the fact that we are in such a difficult state of the game, toxicity is going to be at its peak. Why? Because people are upset, people are frustrated, people want to be playing Formula 1 racing, and because we aren't really necessarily able to play that game or to do the league racing that we've wanted to do to the extent we've wanted to do it, you're going to get upset. You're going to get frustrated, and you're going to become, for lack of a better word, toxic. You're going to want to have answers. You're going to want to have things going your way. It's going to be something that arises more common when the game is in this state. And it's not in the best state. We've talked about it in the other two videos. And with that, I want to talk about how maybe we can reduce toxicity. Now, I want to start off by saying I am nowhere near perfect. Okay, am I toxic? Can I be toxic? I have very well been toxic in the past. I have been taking a daily measure to reduce my toxicity, and I'll explain why in a moment. But toxicity is so horrible. I have found myself over the course of the near 2 years that we've been running Misfits Racing League be very toxic to individuals. I'll admit that, and you know what? It was wrong. It was wrong, and I've apologized a lot to many different people over the course of my time in the F1 community. And you know what? I am open to saying those things because I am working daily to be a better league manager, a league commentator, a creator, or a racer. I'm working to become a better person every day because that is what it takes. That is what it takes. Is you need to be positive, you need to be happy, you need to be able to do things for others without having any kind of self-attachment, because if you can't do that, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. And the reason I bring this up is because when I came into league racing, just to give you a little bit of insight, when I came into league racing, there weren't a lot of leagues that I was aware of. There weren't a lot of leagues that really appealed to me, and a lot of leagues were kind of maybe out of my reach as far as skill level, and I'm still out of reach of even the own league. I can't even race in my own league. That's my skill level as far as I'm concerned, because the leagues continue to get more competitive, grow, and with that it comes difficulties for some people like myself who don't have the speed necessarily. Does that make me toxic? No, but other people can become elitist. Other people can become overbearing and really push certain things on you. Oh, don't do that, do this, and that can be toxic in itself. And at the end of the day, toxicity can also be very well weighed down to a sense of perception. Is it toxic to you when it may not be toxic to another person? That happens plenty as well. Perception is very, very key. Now, toxicity, and the reason we talk about toxicity is because overall toxicity is negative, right? Now, there is a ton of drama, toxicity, frustration, and I think anger built up in the league racing community, not only on a peer-to-peer, driver-to-driver level or a league-to-league level, but leagues and drivers versus the game developer and codemasters because of the bugs, because of the frustrations. Now, we saw the esports bill, just as an example, come out and get released and publicly noted and things like this, and there was a large Twitter scale battle, and there were people very, very heavily affected by that. And I'm not talking about the leagues, I'm talking about the individuals at Codemasters. At no point do I think it is justified to go to a developer or multiple developers or the individuals representing that developer and be toxic. You can try and sound as professional as you want all day, every day, but if you are going at somebody and you're hammering them with this and that and all of the above with these negatives, and you're naming people and you're calling out this guy and you're saying that this dude needs to be accountable, that's negative. That's toxic, and it's reducing the growth of the F1 community by a whole lot that you don't even realize. I'll give you one example, Misfits Racing League, and this is just a loose example because of something that I am familiar with. We had a championship. It was called the Champions Division. We raised money to put up for that Champions Division, 2,000 euros. We were raising more money for that championship. We had 20 great full-time drivers, and we had to cancel the championship. Why did we cancel the championship? 2 reasons. Because people came into the championship without the intention to participate seriously in that championship. They had different motives, and I'm not going to go into that. And because the game wasn't where it needed to be for the state of the game to run a championship of that scale. Now, why is that so negative? Why is that such a big problem? Because if you take the toxic individuals involved in that championship, and then you take the people that are looking at the championships, because you don't know who is watching what you are doing, you take the people who are watching those championships, do you think they're going to invest in Formula 1 league racing to any extent? No, I wouldn't. If I had $1 million and $100,000 of that was just play money, I wouldn't even think about it because it's just stupid. League racing is in a very, very difficult spot. Why is it in a difficult spot? Because you have the state of the game in one hand, you have the toxicity in the other hand, and right now they're coming together like this, and they're just burning everything down along the way. That's a fact, by the way. If you don't think it's a fact, look around, do your research, and be around for a little bit longer. You'll see it. When I came into league racing, there wasn't a lot of options, so we created an option. Me, Zamis, and a bunch of the great guys in the Misfits community, we decided, let's build a community, let's build a league. Are we the best league? No. Are we the worst league? No. What are we? We're what we are. We're the Misfits Racing League. We're a community. There's great leagues out there, plenty of them. I'm not going to go in and name a bunch of leagues because I don't want people to feel as though this league's getting this much and he's saying this and that. I don't want to be calling out any leagues. I am affiliated with the Misfits Racing League. Now, with that, I will say that my opinions here and what I say on these videos are entirely that of my own. That doesn't mean that Joe Blow that I sit in with at VC thinks the same thing. These are my opinions. This is my channel, not the MRL channel. I bring it up because that's where my experience comes from. I've had plenty of experience dealing with toxicity on Twitter. I've had plenty of experience dealing with toxicity in voice chats. I've partaken in toxicity, and I've realized my part in that, and I have taken a major step back from the way I used to be, because I understood this is negative. You're never going to succeed in be happy doing or behaving that way, and it's true. And I've changed the way I look at those certain things, and I've been ultimately really happy. It's been great. And one thing that I'll go into a little bit further so that this video isn't too long is leagues need to cooperate. Leagues need to cooperate, and the reason leagues need to cooperate is because there are far too many racers in the world for one league to handle all by themselves. Take it from leagues that have tons of divisions. Take it from leagues that have tons of great racers. You can't have you cannot have the entire world, okay? It's a big world. It's a great large world that we live in here, and there is plenty of space for those to coexist. The way you coexist is you work together. You don't work against one another. You don't put one another down. You work together. You work as friends, you work as teams, and you work as a group to push ahead, and you push growth. You don't be toxic. You eliminate toxicity. And you know what? Have I been toxic before? Yes. Are there moments on stream where I'm toxic? Most definitely, because it comes with driving into people in open lobbies. But what I do, it's meant to be humor, and if people get offended, I will go and I will say, I am sorry to that person, and that is the truth. And if I have not come to you and I have not said, hey, I'm sorry, maybe I don't know there's an issue, if there's a beef. Some people just don't know. Some people don't even know that you offended them, because it's a matter of perception and maybe a lack of communication from that person saying, hey, you bothered me. But at the end of the day, I hope this video was insightful. I hope this video was constructive. And I hope if you enjoyed the video, you'll help me out. You'll hit that thumbs up and leave me some suggestions or feedback in the comment section down below. Because all of what I've just said, heavily impacting League Racing, the growth of League Racing and competitive virtual online sim racing for the Formula 1 and other games as well. It's not just Formula 1, but it's all games. But hopefully you found this video helpful and insightful, and we can all do our part to maybe be a little bit more positive moving ahead. And last but not least, I just want to say, at no point do I think it is acceptable to go to a developer, whether an individual or an organization, and slam them, shame them, threaten them, threaten harm to their families. And this is stuff that I was told happened a few weeks ago, okay, regarding the esports build. Give your head a screw on tight there, and maybe, you know, check that all your faculties are in order, because you do not want to be that guy threatening someone's family over a video game. All right, guys, take it easy. I hope you have a good one. Ciao for now, and take it easy, and see you in the next video.